What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another Manchester City video, and with the final international break before the season comes to an end over with, we're now going to be thinking all about the FA Cup quarter-final and Manchester City's clash with AFC Bournemouth away from home. So before I do crack on with this preview, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. It's free to subscribe. Social media links are in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video. Also, don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. And finally, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Kitbag, where you guys can go and check out the 2024-2025 Manchester City home shirt and away shirt, both available for less than £40. Links and details there in the description. Got many more Manchester City merchandise that you can go and check out, and they've got loads of other football stuff too that you can go and check out as well. Do go and check it out though. Links and details there in the description. And a big thank you to Kitbag for sponsoring this preview. So, match information for this game. This game taking place at Dean Court, otherwise known by its sponsor name, the Vitality Stadium, in the FA Cup quarter-final on Sunday, 30th of March 2025, with a 4:30 p.m. BST. That's right, we're changing over in the next 24 hours from GMT to British Summertime BST. So 4:30 p.m. BST, with the game being broadcast live on ITV. So our opponents, AFC Bournemouth, formed in 1899, led by manager Andoni Iraola, currently find themselves 10th in the Premier League on 44 points from 29 games. In terms of the FA Cup, they beat West Bromwich Albion at home 5-1 in the third round. They beat Everton away in the fourth round by 2-0, and they beat Wolves at home 5-4 on penalties in the fifth round after drawing that game 1-1. In terms of their form, they've not won in their last 5 games in all competitions. They lost at home in their last game 2-1 to Brentford, and I think the international break has come at the right time for Bournemouth, as they will look to try and get their season very much back on track, pushing for a trophy and a European spot as well. And they're going to raise their game. Sold out crowd at Dean Court, playing Manchester City. They're going to want to make this happen. They know that if they win this game, there's a spot at Wembley on the line, and with no replays, so straight to extra time and penalties if level after 90 minutes and 120 minutes, they're going to fancy that they've very much got home advantage, and Manchester City are going to have to play a very, very, very good game to win this match. We've already lost to Bournemouth at Dean Court earlier in the season in the Premier League by 2-1. We know what to expect from them. They're a very good team, a solid all-round team, got good attackers, Ederson, Cliver, got the quality in attack, likes of Christie and Adams in midfield, Zabani as well, decent in defence, got Kepa in goal. There's lots of quality all around on their team. However, in terms of injury news, they are missing some players, including Adam Smith, Sinistera and Enes Unal, former Manchester City man. I'm expecting all to be missing from this game. I've heard that Araujo and Senesi could be returning to the matchday squad for AFC Bournemouth, but they have got a couple of blows, if my understanding is correct from my talks that I've had with some AFC Bournemouth fans. They've informed me that both Kerkez and Howson are both suspended, both having brilliant seasons for Bournemouth, and that is a huge blow to their defence. Kerkez having a great season at left back, and Howson doing very well, even got a recent call up to the Spain international team as well. A big blow at the back. So for Bournemouth, maybe looking slightly weaker than what they normally do, but Manchester City will with the injuries that we've got as well. I'm expecting it to be a really close game. So I reckon Bournemouth will go with a 4-2-3-1 formation. Kepa's going to start in goal. A back four made up of Cook, Zabani, Hill and Senesi. Christie, Adams and Cliver as their midfield three, with Cliver playing at the top of that midfield three, with Tavernier starting on one side, Semenyo starting on the other, and I reckon Evanilson will be given the nod up top. Now for Manchester City, formed in 1894, led by manager Pep Guardiola. Currently find ourselves 5th in the Premier League. We're trailing Chelsea in 4th place by 1 point. In terms of the FA Cup, we beat Salford City 8-0 at home in the 3rd round. We beat Leyton Orient away 2-1 in the 4th round, and we beat Plymouth Argyle 3-1 at home in the 5th round. This is the first time in the FA Cup that we're going to be playing a Premier League team away from home as well. We really need to bring it. City's form, not great. 11 wins in the last 30. Lost 4 of our last 8 games in all competitions. Won once in the last 6 games in all competitions. That win coming in the FA Cup against Plymouth. Just not being good enough. Drew our last game 2-2 at home against Brighton. Brighton really should have won it at the end. Manchester City should have won it and should have been out of sight earlier before them opportunities came along. We struggle a lot against organised, good teams who know how to defend, who know how to attack, who have runners in their team. And Bournemouth, they tick all them boxes. Away from home as well, it's going to need a special game from Manchester City. Now, I'm hoping that normally I'd look at this and I'd say this is the game where City are going to get exposed in, but we did make some quality additions to our team who could just help and be the difference between changing the result from what we had in the Premier League back in November to what we're going to get maybe at the end of March, including the likes of Khusanov in defence, got pace, so a bit more energetic at the back. Gonzalez providing more midfield control for Manchester City and a bit more tenacity in attack with Omar Marmoush as well. Could even see new signing Vitor get some minutes, maybe even start in this game as well. So City may look a bit more refreshed, which would be good to see. Now, we do still have dangers all over the pitch, and Bournemouth, whilst I've mentioned that City need to play a very, very good game to win this game, Bournemouth need to do the same. They need to be playing a very, very good game, and with a game that I'm expecting to be really close and coming down to fine margins, I wouldn't rule this going out to extra time, even to penalties. So I hope that City have been practicing in case that does happen. But I'm thinking to myself, if City can put in a 10 out of 10 performance and be clinical in front of goal, we're capable of getting the job done in 90 minutes, as at AFC Bournemouth. Going to be a really exciting one. For me, one of the ties, if not the tie of the round. Literally, anything could happen. City could go out. We're the favourites to win the Cup. We could end up knocking out Bournemouth. Arguably, second, third favourites to win the Cup. So something's got to happen in this game, and the FA Cup semi-final draw will be happening before Manchester City's game, so we will know what the path to the final will look like before we've even kicked a ball in the quarter-finals. So anything can happen. It's exciting. It's a cup tie. This is what it's all about, trying to win big major trophies. You're trying to get a place at Wembley. The winner for this game goes to Wembley. It's exciting for the fans. It's exciting for the players. I genuinely don't know what's going to happen. So, in terms of injury news for Manchester City, I said Bournemouth have got some key players out. Manchester City also have some key players out. Rodri, out for the season, is training. Could return maybe in time for the Club World Cup. Akanji still out. John Stones still out. Nathan Ake had surgery on his broken foot. He's out until May. He's going to be missing. We have had some boosts. Ederson is training and back. I do reckon Ortega is going to start in this game, though, as he is our cup goalkeeper. Oscar Bobb is training and nearing in on a return. Maybe even could make the matchday squad for this game as well, and that would be a big boost in attack for Manchester City. And I'm aware that there's been a knock or an injury to Josko Gvardiol. I was hoping we'd get more clarification in Pep Guardiola's press conference yesterday. We didn't get much clarification. He just said that all the players who were fit before the international break are all fit, and we've got Ederson back, so I presume that is Josko Gvardiol fit. The question is, though, does Man City have had a lot of players out on international duty? We're playing every 3 to 4 days for the next week or so. We've got a big Premier League game against Leicester City at home, and we've got the Manchester derby next weekend away from home as well. I think Man City are just going to have one eye on the Premier League, and when it comes to players that have been out on the international break, there might just be a bit of rotation here and there. And with Josko Gvardiol picking up an injury and having a slight knock, we don't want him to then be obviously should be available for this game. We don't want him to pick up a further knock and then be out for weeks to months. So I'm wondering if City may just be a bit cautious when it comes to international players, including that of Josko Gvardiol, and give the nod towards other players who haven't had to travel as far, or other players who haven't been out with their international teams. And so I'm wondering maybe if this is going to be Nico O'Reilly o'clock, and we may see him given the opportunity on that left-hand side for City, which is what we've seen all through the FA Cup so far this season. And to be honest, look tidy, physical presence there. For me, Nico O'Reilly is the reason we're in the quarter-final, for how well he did against Plymouth. So if Josko Gvardiol can't go, I have no problem starting Nico O'Reilly for this game. So I'm going to pop up my team prediction now. Bit of rotation. I'm not too sure. It's a difficult one to predict. I've got Ortega because he's our cup goalkeeper. Could be Matheus Nunes, could be Rico Lewis. It'll be one of the two on the right-hand side. I've given the nod to Rico Lewis just because I think Manchester City will have one eye on Leicester and Manchester United, and I feel like Nunes may be given the nod for them games instead, and City looking to try and create a little bit more, whereas with this game I feel like this is more about control of the football, and I think Rico Lewis, if we can make this game not so much about defence but more about control, I think we may be able to get more out of Rico Lewis. So I start him, I go Khusanov at the back with Ruben Diaz, and I'm going Nico O'Reilly on the left-hand side. If Man City are happy for Josko Gvardiol to start, then start Josko Gvardiol and then alter things a little bit in midfield. So if Nico O'Reilly isn't given the nod in the left-hand side of defence for Manchester City, I give him the nod in midfield. I've got Ilkay Gundogan starting because he doesn't play international football anymore, so he's fresh and raring to go. I think he'll be given the nod ahead of Kovacic. I wouldn't rule out, though, potentially Nico O'Reilly going into midfield and Gundogan and Kovacic don't start in this game. I reckon Nico Gonzalez will be given the nod, along with Omar Marmoush, providing more fresh energy and fresh legs for Manchester City. I'm well aware that Omar Marmoush has been with Egypt during the international break. Hence, I said there's a bit of rotation in place. There's some players who have been travelling, like Erling Haaland, who I think is going to start. There's other players who haven't been on the international break who I do think will be given the nod, the likes of McAtee on the right wing and Jack Grealish on the left wing. Savinho's done a lot of travelling, so I don't think he will start. And in terms of Jeremy Doku, I'd be chucking him on 20 minutes to go and see if he can make a real good impact, and just looking for a bit more rotation, and the likes of Savinho and Doku that we starting against Leicester City midweek in the Premier League, and I suspect in the Manchester derby next weekend away from home as well. And it's all about giving these high quality young players their opportunity and a chance for them to impress, and also a chance for us to have a bit more of a refresh of our team and just look a bit sharper and a bit quicker, which could be the difference between going through and going out of the FA Cup, because this is Man City's only chance really that we've got of domestic success this season, so it's got to be taken seriously. So O'Reilly, McAtee, I give them their opportunity and I say to them, play well, you can be starting against Leicester City, we'll see. And then you've got quality options from the bench, you know, Bernardo, De Bruyne, Foden, Doku, Kovacic, Savinho, Nunes, they've all been on international duty, so they're all going to just be a chance to rest and a chance for them just to try and freshen themselves up ahead of some big games coming up in the Premier League. Now, in terms of my score prediction, as I said, I can see this being level. I'm going 1-1 in the 90 minutes. I can maybe see Bournemouth sneaking this 2-1 after extra time. Penalties, maybe even so. I'm not confident though. I think Bournemouth do go through. I'm not sure if it's going to be through extra time in 90 minutes or to penalties. So I'm going to go 1-1 and Bournemouth take this on penalties. If we can get it to a penalty shootout, flip of a coin. I hope City have been working on their penalty kicks, because it could well be a deciding factor for what I'm expecting to be a really close game. I wouldn't be surprised to see City sneak it and win this game 2-1. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bournemouth sneak it and them to go through 2-1. So in terms of my betting tips, I'm almost certain this will be both teams to score. I can see maybe Justin Kluivert grabbing a goal for Bournemouth. In terms of Manchester City, can we get Haaland involved enough in this game? How they're going to deal with Omar Marmoush? I might fancy an Omar Marmoush to score or assist any time. See him grabbing a goal maybe. Might be safer going with Haaland. We'll see. I'm going both teams to score. Kluivert to score and Omar Marmoush to score or assist any time. Now next up, AFC Bournemouth, they take on Ipswich Town at home on Wednesday night in the Premier League. For Manchester City, we're at home against Leicester City on Wednesday night in the Premier League. Now, as my last note, I will be back with another live watch along to enjoy for you guys. A link for that will be out later on today for you to go and set your reminders for a live watch along of this game. I'll be going live at 4 p.m. BST tomorrow, so do stay tuned for that. Do go and set your reminders when the link is out later on today, and I'll see you all for the live watch along tomorrow. So that's been today's video. Please do leave a thumbs up, that would be much appreciated. Lets me know that you are enjoying the videos. Get your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for for this game. Don't forget as well to subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, a big thank you to Kitbag, today's video sponsor. Remember, you can go and check out the Manchester City home shirt and away shirt for this season, available for less than £40. Links and details, they are in the description. And a big thank you to Kitbag for sponsoring this video. And I'll see you all for the live watch along tomorrow of this big FA Cup quarter-final clash. Wembley, a spot there on the line. Manchester City, we want to lift the most prestigious domestic cup competition in the world, and we've got to go through one of the most difficult away matches in AFC Bournemouth, who are having a brilliant season, and Irola doing a fantastic job there. Definitely won't be easy, should be a good one. We'll see what happens. I'll see you for the live watch along and my reaction after the game tomorrow. So I've been JSGC, thank you for watching, peace, ciao for now.